This is Shir 17 in our series on Avodas Habitachon. Today, we begin discussing the topic of Chotei, Uboteach. Can an individual who has committed Averas still rely on and trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu for refuge? There's a famous medrash in Tehillim brought down in various works and cited by the Yalkut in Siman 719. Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Tanchon stated in the name of Rabbi Yirmiyah, Rosha Uboteach B'Hashem Chesed Yisrael V'Venu. Even a wicked person who relies on Hashem will be surrounded by kindness. The Medrash explicitly teaches that even if one is a Rasha, they can still be Soymech, rely on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Ramban, in his work Habitachon, Perek Aleph, comments on the pasuk, Uboteach b'Hashem v'asei toiv, trust in Hashem and do good. He explains that even if you lack good deeds and know yourself to be a Rasha, im kol zeh, b'tach b'Hashem ki hu ba'al rachamim v'yirachamim alecho. In spite of all this, trust in Hashem, for He is the Master of mercy and will have compassion on you. You must still rely on Hashem's midas harachamim. In another section, the Ramban distinguishes between one who has emunah and one who has bitachon. One with emunah alone may be concerned that pen yigram achet, that sin will cause a negative outcome. However, the Ramban states, Uboteach einay choishes pen yigram achet. The one who trusts and is not concerned that the sin will cause a negative outcome. A person who truly relies on Hashem is not preoccupied with the potential negative effects of their sins. Similarly, Rabbeinu Yoina in Perek Gimel Pasuk Chavav writes that even if one is avonosav rabim va'atzumim, sins are many and immense, he should yikave el rachamei Hashem yisparach, hope for the mercy of Hashem, blessed be He. Even if the troubles intensify, one should yiftach al rachmei Hashem ki yirachem alav v'vnei tziraisav v'vnei hachna'asoi v'vnei tikvasoi el Hashem. Rely on the mercy of Hashem, for He will have mercy on him because of his troubles, his humility, and his hope toward Hashem. Simple reliance on Hashem's attribute of mercy triggers His compassion. The Chovos Avodas offers a perspective that we will need to analyze further in future shiurim, as it appears to present a contradiction with the stance of this subject. However, in Perek Beis, discussing the Tnai Hashvi, the seventh condition of Uboteach, he states that one should rely on Hashem b'tachlis hanadivas v'achesed mishe royu l'chein u'mishe einu royu l'chein, in the ultimate benevolence and kindness, both for the one who is worthy of it and for one who is not worthy of it. The Sefer Ikrim adds in Maimer Daled Perek Mem Ches, Lo tisyayesh mil kavois laHashem b'kol ma'isov. Do not despair from hoping in Hashem in all your deeds, even if there is sins in them. He urges never to give up on being mekaveh, hoping, and Uboteach, relying on Hashem despite any sins. He explains that hashkachas Hashem timoshech tamid al miyachlim chazdoi. Hashem's providence will always be drawn toward those who await for His kindness. This providence operates al tzara chesed v'arachamim, Loi al tzara gemul, on the side of kindness and mercy and not on the side of reward. Hashem bestows goodness as a free gift, not as an earned payment for one's actions. The Sefer Ikrim further argues that the koyach hachet, the power of sin of the sinner, cannot be stronger than the power of Hashem's power to be moichel, power of forgiveness. He contrasts the argument of Cain, who said, Godol avoini min so'oi, my sin is too great to be borne, with the argument of Moshe Rabbeinu, who said, Eis gad l'cha. Cain's belief that a sin could be too large for forgiveness was incorrect. Hashem's ability to forgive is infinite, regardless of a person's actions. The Sefer Imre Yaakov, written by Rabbi Yaakov Meir Yeshurun, a student of Rav Chaim Volozhiner, who himself was the primary student of the Gra, cites a tradition in the Gra's name. He writes that the Gra argued against the Chovos Avodas, which suggests that the sinner has no obligation of bitachon, which we said earlier. We'll discuss it further in future shiurim. The Gra brought proof from Tehillim Perek Lamed Daled Pasuk Chaf Gimel. Lo yeshmu kol hachosim boi. None of those who take refuge in Him will be held guilty. The Imre Yaakov emphasized that one does not need to be a giant like Rabbi Chaim Volozhiner, Lo Chaim, or like the Vilna Gaon, Lo Eliyahu, to merit this. Rather, the verse says, Kol hachosim boi, anyone who takes refuge and relies on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Gra explains that Lo yeshmu means there is no differentiation, or chatzitza, partition, created by a sin, provided that a person relies on Hashem with a complete heart. Shalimus halev be'emes. In the next year, we will continue exploring more sources on this vital topic. Have a great night.